Hi, I'm Cassie.
And I'm Chris.
And we're a part of children's ministry here at Simple Truth Church. Today, we're going to be learning about Moses and a couple of things that were a part of his life as far back as he could remember.
We all have things in our lives as far back as we can remember. Maybe it's a teddy bear, maybe it's a Frisbee or a Barbie, or maybe it's a board game.
How about an iPhone or an iPad? Or maybe it's your favorite movie.
Yeah, like this one, I have seen it 57 times. I can't let it go.
One of the things that was a part of Moses' life as far back as he could remember was this.
Moses was a basket weaver? I had no idea. What talent.
No, as a baby, he was placed in this basket and sent down the Nile River.
Oh, that's right. So he couldn't have made the basket. I mean, he would have had to have been one talented little baby.
Yeah. Well, for the last few weeks at Simple Truth, we've been learning about Joseph. Years after Joseph brought his family to Egypt, Joseph passed away. But his family stayed in Egypt. They were known as the Israelites because they came from the family of Jacob, who was called Israel. A new Pharaoh came to power, and he was afraid of the Israelites. Their families had grown so big that Pharaoh worried they would join Egypt's enemies and fight against him. So Pharaoh made the Israelites into slaves and gave them a lot of work to do. But their families continued to keep growing. So Pharaoh decided that all their baby boys would have to be killed. Around this time, a woman gave birth to a son. She hid him as long as she could, and then when she couldn't hide him anymore, she placed him in this basket, and he was sent along the banks of the Nile River.
The baby's older sister, Miriam, stayed nearby and watched the basket. Soon, Pharaoh's daughter went to the river to take a bath, and she found the basket and saw the crying baby. Now, Pharaoh's daughter felt sorry for the baby and wanted him to be her son. The princess named the baby Moses. When Moses grew up, he saw an Egyptian man mistreating an Israelite man. Moses killed the Egyptian. Pharaoh found out what Moses did, and he was angry. So Moses fled Egypt. He didn't take his basket with him, though. There were plenty of other baskets where he was going.
So Moses worked as a shepherd in Midian for many years. He probably carried his meals in a basket just like this while he was out working in the fields. Anyway, he got married and he started a family, but still the Israelites' people were in Egypt and they were miserable. They cried out to God, and guess what? God heard them, and he planned to help them. One day, Moses saw a burning bush, but it wasn't burning up. And suddenly, God called from the bush and said, "Moses, Moses!"
Boy, that probably startled him, and he probably dropped his basket. I know I would have dropped my basket if I had it. So what happened then?
So then Moses replied, "Here I am." And God told Moses to take off his sandals because he was standing on holy ground. Then God said, "I have seen how my people are suffering, and I want to lead them out of Egypt into a good land that I have for them."
Moses wondered if the Israelites even remembered God. What if they ask for your name? What should I tell them? "I am who I am," God said. "Tell them I am has sent me to you." What if they don't believe me? Moses asked. So God gave Moses 3 miraculous signs to prove that God had appeared to him. Moses' staff turned into a snake, his hand became diseased and then healed, and then water from the river turned into blood.
God saved Moses' life and called him to rescue God's people from slavery. He began as a tiny baby in a basket, just like this one, to now leading the Israelites out of Egypt.
Probably carrying his possessions in a basket like this, don't you think?
It wouldn't surprise me. You know, the calling of Moses points to a greater calling and rescue. The call of Jesus to come to earth and to save God's people. Jesus gave up his life to save you and I from our slavery to sin. God was with Moses from the very beginning, even before he was placed in a basket.
From the humble beginnings of a basket, God called Moses to deliver his people from captivity.
Wow, there sure isn't anything that God can't do.
Hey, listen, can I borrow that? I'd like to put all of my toys in this basket. I can leave the Barbie here for you.
Thank you, but that's okay.
Well, she's got a little basket.
Thank you, but no.
How about if we watch the movie?
Oh, Chris, just let it go.
Let it go, let it go.